Hello, church. Pastor Tim here again, midweek from the home office. I want to talk a little today about what I call in-between time. It's a time in life when something old is changed and something new is not yet fully developed. And it's a time in life when it sometimes feels as though the ground beneath your feet is moving. And it's an unsettling feeling, to say the least. The Apostle Paul talks a little bit about this in-between time with the early church. Many people thought Jesus was coming back in their lifetimes, and they were discouraged when loved ones started to die and cemeteries started to develop because they thought Jesus' return was imminent. And Paul writes to them in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and he says to them, I just want you to understand that the time is not yet here. And for some of you who've been taking off work and going up to the mountain to wait, get to work. The old has passed away, the new's not yet here. This is our time, an in-between time. And the fact of the matter is there's a lot of moments in our lives that are in between time. For example, I think about getting married. 37 years ago, I still remember the disorientation I felt those first few weeks and months of marriage. It was a good disorientation, but still I was a part of this family, but in a different way. And I was not yet fully developed into what this family was going to be, and my wife and I were feeling each other out. It was an in-between time. Moving can be like that too. Have you ever moved from one house to another? Some of you have many times. I know we have a few times in my lifetime. And you miss the old place, the lay of the land, the neighborhood grocery store, the barber who knew just how to cut your hair, all of the friends you left behind, and these new people seem nice, and who doesn't love Pittsburgh, but it kind of feels like an in-between time. Some of our senior high students over the years have talked to me about what it's like to feel in between. They graduate from high school, get their memory books, go away to college, and then they come back to church. And they don't quite know what to do about Sunday school. They say, Pastor Tim, we've always moved from the third and fourth grade to the fifth and sixth grade to the junior high to the senior high. And now we come home, we know we're supposed to go to an adult class, but we just don't quite fit. It doesn't feel right. Well, if that doesn't describe the day and age we're in right now, if that doesn't describe the last 6 months, most especially since mid-March, then I don't know what does. This is an in-between time where the ground beneath our feet feels as if it's moving, and you really don't want it to move. I'm thinking about Madeleine L'Engle. She's known mostly for her children's books. She's a wonderful author of a book called The Rock That Is Higher Than I. She took the title of that book from Psalm 61. And I've read that book a number of times. Let me read verses 1 and 2 of Psalm 61 for you. The psalmist says, "Hear my cry, O God. Listen to my prayer. From the ends of the earth I call to you, and my heart is faint. Lord, set me on the rock that is higher than I. For you are my refuge." At a day and a time when the psalmist could just feel the ground beneath his feet moving, he says, set me on a rock that's higher than I. Firm, grounded, strong, immovable. Something old is gone. Something new has not yet come. Here we are. And that's the best I think we can do right now is pray with the psalmist, Lord, set me on a rock that's higher than I. So I encourage you this week to meditate a bit on Psalm 61, specifically verses 1 and 2. I think it'll do your heart good. Now, in the meantime, I want to tell you quickly that for the next 2 weeks, I'll be on vacation, and someone else will be doing these midweek moments. Give you a chance to see the perspectives of some other folks in our church and related to our church. This coming Sunday, Reverend Dr. Ron Barnes is going to be preaching, and I know you'll want to see and hear that. And on August 16th, I'm looking forward to hearing Ryan Bushmeyer as he fills the pulpit too. In the meantime, have a good week. and stand firm on the rock that is higher than you and I.